things before we do get started today. If you know someone who wants to play in a GMeric game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the waitlist for a campaign slot or getting into a one-shot. Speaking of one-shots, I have a one-shot on May 31st, which is going to be a Saturday evening here in the States, where we are going to be hosting Bubble Laser, the artist who does a ton of art for us. In fact, has done all the art for all of these characters, which is really cool. She is an amazing role player. We are going to be hosting her, and with the ticket price, you do get a character art with that included. So go check that out. That is over at gmeric.com, right on the front page, as well as the Mosaba Blood God Edition dice and the Unholy Symbol of Mosaba t-shirt. So if you want to go ahead and get a dark t-shirt, go check that out. It's a lot of fun. We also have the Patreon over at patreon.com/gmeric, where we do announcements, sneak peeks at art, etc. Go check that out over at patreon.com/gmeric. We also have the YouTube channel, where we have GM tip videos every single day. We have the archives, and we have the podcasts, where if you want to binge a ton of D&D content, there are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of episodes for you guys to check out. Let's go ahead and get you guys started. It's time for you guys to play some D&D. It's been a week since we had everyone here, and last time we did some sci-fi. But let's get you guys started here. You guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, we're down south in Shatter Shaddai, where you have come seeking political influence in order to establish yourselves when you go to Ochukvok to talk to the Lady of Shadows, who would not accept you without some actual clout. So, and Ochukvok is up here. In your travels, you've made friends with and established Islarin to be the ambassador from the Shinozan Protectorate, and Ayla Taylor, a princess of the Cariel Isle. You've also found a sacrifice in the form of Bwinkle, who is quite the lovely meat wall. The noble woman Covet von Sin, and the refugee in Twilight's Call have all been joined by Eowyn the Blue Cloak. As you guys... Oh, is that for me? No.
It's an anniversary present, apparently.
Congratulations on the anniversary.
Thank you. 19 years this man has put up with me, and he hasn't killed me yet.
Well, we're thankful.
Yes, we are.
So,
He deserves the medal.
as you guys are... Wow. Thanks, Mom.
Love you too.
Hey, she is the way she is because I'm worse.
Don't agree, Bleakle. Shut up. Just smile and nod, smile and nod. As you guys have come to Shatter Shaddai, in order to make an audience, to get an audience with the Sultan, you've managed to get recommendations from several members of the Batim, the ruling magocracy here in this lovely country of Fluiden. Last time, you managed to get a recommendation from the... Wow, my brain farted. From Basira, and have 3 left that you need to collect. Layla, Safiya, and Farouk.
Can I get them all?
I count Jamila as well.
And Jamila? I thought you had Jamila, no?
I think we tried to see her, but
you were correct. You did not actually see her.
Yeah, we got turned around from seeing them.
Yep.
Yeah, but we did end up getting one from
Farouk, I believe.
I have all the notes, and they're all together, and I can't find it. Basira.
Okay.
We
Yes.
did not go see them. Yeah. You're right.
All right. So, as you have just left Basira's establishment, her mage tower, we left you guys on the streets of Shatter Shaddai. The question becomes, as it is early afternoon, what would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
You think that the rest of the team will be busy in the aftermath of this magic outage for at least some time?
I mean, it's possible, but apparently our group's name is getting out there for sure because we wouldn't have been seen. We would have been. She smiles at Islarin pointedly and says, "Smote on sight." If it hadn't been the fact that we had actually introduced all of ourselves, not just one.
A reputation does good work for us.
Well, that was one thing we were trying to do, was establish a good reputation, so all of that carries when we go up to see the Lady of Shadows.
So who do we still have to see? We still have to see Farouk.
Farouk, Jamila, Layla, and Sophia, and of course, we will still need to complete our tasks for Sadiqa.
Is that the one with the investigation about the night,
Yeah.
about the seal that got stolen, recovered?
Yes, and that was a. We will give that information when we are ready. I think that's what we had decided. Yeah. I think that's what we decided.
Are we ready?
That sounds like what we said.
I don't think we're ready for that yet. But that's just me. I am open to discussion amongst the group, though.
I felt they were ready for some time now, but I recognize that I'm been outvoted on this matter.
Not necessarily. I thought we were ready.
As the moose just is looking around.
My only concern is that if we do bring certain things forward, it could cause issues for us later on. Now, I do agree it needs to come forward. It's just, is now the right time?
Or we can complete the rounds and then go back and close out the investigation afterwards.
Spoken like a
possibility.
true politician.
See what happens when y'all listen to me? We end up with great ideas.
Winkle, can I get a perception check, please? As you guys are walking and talking here. It's right down the middle.
Mouse issues. Wait a minute.
Okay, understood.
Problem exists between operator and keyboard.
We call it between keyboard and chair.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. Winkle, you smell something delicious over there. While they're having this political discussion, are you going to be joining them? Or are you going to follow your nose?
As a true Mustar that worries about protecting people, I follow my nose.
Understood.
Is it better than Ayla's cooking?
Never. But food, even if it's not up to hers, is food.
Now the question is, are you guys going to follow him as he wanders away from the party?
My question is he an equal opportunity sampler, or is he loyal to a particular chef?
And at this point, Winkle hears him and goes, "Huh?
Wait, where are you going?
Well, I'm just kind of hungry and I smell this over here. It's interesting."
As you come over, you find a window. And in the window, there's a large plate. Looks like this.
Ooh,
Ah, beignets.
yummy deliciousness.
Are you just going to take them, Winkle?
What?
Are you going to consume these beignets?
Oh, I'm going to eat just a little
Isn't that
bit.
how you capture a real
Half the
ninja?
plate.
As you are taking one or two of these beignets, it turns into 3 and 4. Are you going to consume more?
Oh, 10 or 20.
The whole plate is
Hey.
emptied. Understood.
Musatar, you just ate all their food.
Burp.
As he turns, he looks like a crackhead as the powdered sugar is lining the front of his mouth.
Does Covet see this?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's not stealthy.
Winkle, you got a little something right there. As she kind of just messes, points at the corner of
I
her.
think Ayla was reaching for it with her tongue.
Not this girl.
Yummy deliciousness.
Ayla is going to knock on the window. Hey, whoever's in there.
As you knock on the window, a woman comes to the window and looks out. Yes?
Ma'am, my companion here, this tall furry thing with the powder all over his face, just consumed all your beignets and I'd like to pay you for them. I'm sorry.
Oh, what? She smiles at you. Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Nice of man catching beignets.
She smiles. If he's your companion, then he's not who I was looking for.
Oh dear. I'm sorry.
And
But I think he enjoyed them.
Yeah,
good,
they were
then they're
yummy.
working. Have a wonderful day. And she puts a new plate of beignets on the window and then ducks back
wow.
behind the corner.
Smart.
I have a
woman.
question. Do I head towards the beignets again?
No, no.
You feel
Oh.
yourself being guided away by the firm hand of Ayla Taylor.
I'm going to get a broom and carry it so I can swat him with it.
Ooh, a broom?
Wow.
Between the antlers.
Between the antlers. I heard that antlers make a great rack. For
Ooh,
brooms.
yes. And I have a big rack.
I think Winkles is bigger than.
I think for the record, I do believe that Winkle's rack is larger than Ayla's.
Ooh, I don't know.
Wow. Are you checking, Winkle?
Sorry, didn't hear you.
Are you checking to see if her rack is larger than yours?
Yeah, but I don't want to get hit too hard.
Understood. So side-eyeing. Understood. Trying not to be obvious.
I'm just drooling a little bit.
There's a nice streak down the powdered sugar. Winkle the white-nosed moose tar. So, where are we going? Highlight. No, there's not right here, but down the way near the river. I'm sure there are. Are you going to go look for one, Twilight?
No, I just thought I heard a ribbit around here.
Yeah.
We're so going to get flagged by Disney.
I'd let them come. They stole the story from other people.
The way I see it, we could either try to pay a visit to another member of the team, or we could go to the library to do some research. After all, I think it may be helpful to see if they have any knowledge we can find on the Baneful Ashwood Spire.
That would be smart. I mean, we've got 3 pieces now. I mean,
Why not
Yeah.
do that later when we can secure, since
we
we
don't
won't
we?
be able- I mean, we can't even touch another shard until we finish with the team.
True, but we also don't know where one is beyond. Well, we know the Sultan has one, and the Lady of Shadows, but there would be more after that we
there's still
wouldn't
2
know where
more
to
pieces.
start.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
many is it?
I think there's 2. Thought there were 7 total.
I only knew
Yes.
of 5, but
I thought it was 6.
oh, gee.
GM, which one?
For the Baneful Ashwood Spire,
Yeah.
let me go get exactly how many there are. 1 second. Come on. Control F. Because I'm hearing there are 6 total. So that's how many there are total is 6. I believe
So
you
we
guys
got-
And
have
we have 3.
3.
I thought we had 2.
Yeah. No, 3.
No, we've got 3.
You guys should have 3.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we get the third one from?
Okay, so we got. Okay, I gotta go back and look at all my notes. Holy smoke.
I think you know where the third one is. You've only
Right.
gotten 2. You know that the third
Okay.
one is here in town.
Okay, so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Now that we're all on the same page. Okay, so we've got the 2. We know where the third one is. We've got to find out where the other 3 are. I think research would definitely help. For sure. We still need to see pieces of the team, correct? We still need to turn in an investigation.
As well.
And
yes.
I am. She leans forward and whispers between Twilight and Islarin, in particular, because they're the closest to her. I'm assuming, and she's just like, and we still have to deal with this situation with you know who. So, which I'm very conflicted about. So, so many avenues to take. I don't even know which one we want to take.
Make way! Make way!
Uh-oh.
For Prince Ali.
Coming down the
Why
street,
no?
you see a collection of guards.
Hey guys, coming down the street, there's a collection of guards.
Got one jump up.
They're shouting, "Make way!"
Got one jump up.
Isn't that amazing?
As the 14 guards come forward, they are escorting 2 people in the center of them. As you guys look, you'll recognize someone in the center. She looks like this.
Oh, Covet says it to herself. Scheiße.
She is walking proudly down the center of the street with a leash. At the end of the leash, there is a drow man hovering a foot off the ground, laying in the prone position, bound by shibari ropes that are teal in color and with a teal ball gag.
Well, she likes it kinky.
As she is walking, you can see that she's headed in the direction of the teleportation facility of Shatter Shaddai, being escorted by the guards.
Like, against her will or totally?
Absolutely in charge.
Oh my, what has she done now?
Did we teleport the shoe?
She smiles and waves at you all. I hope you're doing well. I'm just taking care of a problem.
Of course. Would love to get tea soon.
Really? What about now?
You deal with your problem first. We'll catch up.
Of course.
Raises an eyebrow at Covet.
We need to know what's going on here.
She and the guards will continue on their way.
Oh my word, what has she done now?
You can thank
So
the
you
Friday
just-
group for this.
Okay.
Last night was eventful, just saying.
Well, it was a little late for me to go watch.
I
Oh,
understand, but now you gotta deal with the aftermath.
The things that occur when two groups occupy the same city.
You just see you just see Twilight kind of patting Covet on her head while she is like trying to hide it, but she's got kind of like this whole opening and closing her mouth, kind of like a fish, and just going.
Covet, are you okay there?
Give her a minute. It's catching up. She's processing.
She's glitching.
Winkle comes over and pats her on her head, saying, "It's going to be okay."
And he does it probably a little bit harder than she's used to because she's like, it feels like she's going to be like, her neck's gonna snap.
Hey, it's good exercise for your neck muscles.
I don't want to hear that. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. That is a path that Twilight will snatch onto. And we move to another
Crazy.
topic.
Neve does seem as if she is exercising her position.
Et tu, is Lauren, et tu.
I like
Okay,
that.
that
one.
was
That's good.
that was not actually intentional. I actually was trying to change the subject. That just was really unfortunate phrasing.
This is going
You
down.
just see the shit-eating grin on Twilight's face.
This is going down here quick. We need to go somewhere and do something.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
Can I get insight checks from each of you? Hopefully I can diffuse the situation slightly. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you, Islarin. Thank you, Twilight. Covet. Winkle, save us. Thank you, Winkle. Understood. So I'm going to send Twilight a message. Because
That's always a good idea.
the rest of you
The rest of us
are not
probably
being very
is.
insightful at the moment, as the innuendos and duplicitous meanings that are going on through this conversation are distracting you. However, because of Twilight's innate corruption in his mind, this is natural for him, and so he would recognize a little bit something about the situation.
Is he talking about the same Twilight the rest of us know?
that make sense?
So yes, Twilight would have very much recognized that.
Yep.
Does have a question associated with it. Seems like it's handled to the desired end state, or at least the appearance of. Especially since it was the drow that was tied up in the shibari with the bog gag.
There you go.
Now, what that conclusion was, I
May or may not be legitimate. However, with a 12, that is all you get. Which is far
So,
more than what the
wondering
other
about
members
the
of the party
validity-
got.
I am worried about some of the validity of signatures and whether or not we need to acquire an additional one.
Sure.
But yeah. I don't know that Twilight would have shared that with the group.
Okay.
He was too busy watching Covet trying to process the idea of the situation.
Understood.
Though he was quite intrigued about the not work.
Interesting. Let's roll a perception check. If you get a 20 or higher, you'll have learned something. I will grant you that you have gotten the idea to learn something, though.
Okay. Absolutely. Now, this is of a contributing nature, not of a receiving.
Understood.
So, where are we going?
Yeah, what are we doing next?
The team or library?
Yeah, I was just thinking research on the.
I will
Bangor
say the
Ice
team.
Wood,
Let's do this the diplomatic way. Rock, paper, scissors.
The team it is.
Rock,
I
paper,
would say-
scissors.
I
You
would
said
prefer the
diplomatic
team.
way, and evidently I'm a hidden diplomat, so we do it my way, of course.
No. Islaren, you were saying?
I prefer we see the team if we think that they will be open to being seen at this moment.
We have a forum, an accord. Let's go.
Okay.
all right,
Hey,
whatever
come on.
y'all think.
So, where are we going?
We find Farouk.
Want to go to Farouk's Mage Tower?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
It's cool.
So, we
Violet,
head...
are you taking the lead on him?
I'm not going to comment on that because he doesn't have a leash, but are you going to guide...
It's a
Boink-
lead.
Yeah, well, you know what it's called when you have a leash on a horse? It's literally called a lead.
Yep. So, Farouk,
Just put. I'll follow Ayla. She can just walk, and I'll follow her.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't have to cast Enthrall.
she just has to sashay.
A little bit.
So Farouk, he's the one that deals with public morale, right? And relations. He's very handsome, communications, mustache. Correct?
Public morale, museums, communications, influences the emotions of the city. Very,
Is he the
very
one that we met
charismatic.
first? He's not the one that we met first.
He's not as
Cultural
Ravage.
stuff.
Yeah. This guy, he was born into a family of circus performers.
And he's known as the Golden Voice.
Yep.
Just
Miss-
why I assumed that Twilight would most relate to perhaps any bardic traditions that he may have learned from.
He's a historian, very charismatic. The Sultan's decrees are received well by the people because of him. Yeah. He cheered for somebody so loudly that he caused him to fall off a high wire.
Wow.
I mean, we're not going to have a battle of wits unless you think we're going to have a battle of wits.
Who knows? It could be a battle of legends and lore.
I mean, I can show him my schmolder. You want me to show him my schmolder?
I mean, I don't know what this guy's like. All I know is that he's charismatic and he's very bardy.
I don't understand what that means.
What is Barty?
I am certain that you both love to.
Are you
tell
suggesting that we're going to
stories.
reminisce about college?
Potentially.
I can almost assure you that he did not go to my school.
Probably not. However, I'm certain that y'all could have, like, oh, I don't know, a bard off. Like, he tells a tale, you tell a tale.
If I was a good bard.
See?
A Bardoff?
Okay, what the heck is a bard off?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm coming up with things.
That's a new word. I like that.
It's not like we're gonna be in an underground dungeon, rolling a wheel of song topics, and then have some type of riff off or something. That's not how that works.
Montage.
Just because I was oddly specific doesn't mean I have any experience in such situation.
Let's just go see the man, okay?
Yeah.
And quit borrowing trouble.
Yeah, I could always sit on them.
All right. So, before we go in here, you guys gonna lose yourself?
Music. Go, go, go. Follow
Got it.
the punch.
Evidently, the real Slim Bard's supposed to stand up.
Understood.
Do we have to walk 8 miles to get here?
No. But, Twilight, are your
Still have
palms
spaghetti
sweaty?
before you do.
No? No knees? No weak knees?
No, I think I'm calm and ready.
Understood. Cool. Alright. So, as you guys come up to Farouk's house, the door is open and welcoming. You smell apple pie inside? Do we go inside?
Evidently.
Cool.
Unless I tie up Twinkle, we're going inside. He smells the pie.
Ayla, save that for after hours.
No,
yeah.
I said I was going to keep him from getting the pie.
You said you were going to tie him up.
To keep him from getting the pie.
I mean, what kind of pie? I'm sure he likes eating the pie right.
Twilight, it's at this point that you feel a jolt of pain low on your shoulder.
Kelly, quit biting me.
Oh, hush, you like it.
As you guys walk in, you find that the place is elaborate and a bit ostentatious.
Covet looks at the paintings. Are they all of the same person?
They are not.
Okay, good.
While that may or may not be getting inspiration.
Number one, some of them are male, some of them are female.
Correct.
Obviously.
Yes.
Are any of them recognizable to a foreigner such as myself?
Roll a history check. With a 19 and a 16, Yeah, you guys would recognize that these, based off of their dress, are former members of the team.
Okay.
They are historical figures, not necessarily related by blood, but more by political position. This is more of a media office than a personal office. As you guys come in and look around, you'll hear a door open. Ah, I was not expecting guests. Welcome, welcome. Please come in, take a seat. My name is Farouk, member of the team, and I am here at your service. I need all of you to roll wisdom saving throws as he is cast Mass Charm Person.
We've got advantage against that.
Yes, however, you're shooting
And
for
those-
22.
And this is what are we rolling one more time? Wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throws of a 22.
+5 because you're next to me.
All right, so Ayla is not charmed. Twilight is not
that's
charmed.
right.
Covet is not charmed. Winkle thinks this guy is amazing. And Islarin, you rolled twice.
It's that 21 that
The
I think
21.
came first.
So, Islarin, you are charmed by this man. Doesn't cause you to be dominated by him. You are not controlled by him, but you do see him in the most favorable light. Ah, so, welcome, welcome. How can I be of service to you? Oh, a Lord Minotaur, a Musatar of the Fey Realms. Welcome, sir. You must be the members who are seeking audience with the Sultan. I've heard of you.
I'm glad to know that our legend gets around. Name's
Your
Twilight.
Twilight's call. A pleasure, sir. As he stands and gives you a short bow and reaches out for a handshake.
I grip his hand and give him a slight squeeze.
He's got that perfect grip where he doesn't squeeze back, but it's like squeezing a brick. His
It's
hand
not
does
the dead
not.
fish.
What'd you say?
It's not the dead fish.
It is
No
not the
dead
dead fish at all. No, he's got a nice, firm handshake, but it's that self-confidence where he doesn't have to squeeze. He just is.
Absolutely.
He nods at you. Ladies, a pleasure. And he bows and goes to kiss each of your hands.
The pleasure is mine.
Covet looks at him pointedly, and as she allows it,
Mhm.
and says, "Charmed."
Ah, well,
The moose bows greatly to him and backs up.
so, I understand you are seeking an audience with the Sultan. And we're looking for recommendations from members of the team. I've heard
Seems
that...
like our intent and purpose gets around. You are well informed, good sir.
I make it my business to be well informed. I appreciate your appreciation. So,
Your appreciation is recognized.
as a question, why should I recommend you to the Sultan?
Well, since you've already heard of us, you understand what we are capable of. You've heard our deeds, our accomplishments, our capabilities. You have seen firsthand from these accounts that we have a purpose which is most beneficial not only to potentially yourself, but to Shutter Sedai as a whole. Not to mention this particular plane. So my question is, why wouldn't you?
Roll persuasion check, sir.
Very nice.
That was
With a 22,
that was good.
very valid. I believe that you are serving the members of Shatter Shaddai in the most competent way possible. You've served the team in multiple aspects, and I believe that everything you have done has been for the people. I believe your intentions are just, and based off of the recommendations of the others, I see no reason not to recommend you. So, I hope that this helps, and he's going to start writing a recommendation for you guys.
Woo.
Wow.
You've proven
The
yourselves
Moose
to
and
be
Dick are
quite
attached.
capable and friends of the city.
We've tried hard to be that.
You've done quite well. I have been impressed by all the stories that have been told of you by the other members of the team. They seem to sing your praises of competence, adventures, intent, and you have provided me with stories to tell the people and to regale them with the stories of heroes from afar. It's been quite entertaining to hear them being told in the taverns and bars. You see, the people need entertainment, and having heroes come from a far-off land and not be homegrown is exotic and rife for gossip. It is fun for the people to have hope and good news. We hope to distract them from the loss of magic within the city's area. You understand?
Absolutely. Now, would you be interested in some of the more exotic tales that aren't as wide known from areas beyond? Say maybe even Estrella?
I would. Of course. Please. As he pulls a book out of a drawer in his desk and puts it on the top, wetting a quill, he prepares to write down your stories.
Twilight will actually drop a 3rd edition rendition of the Legends of Twilight's Call and the Us Against the Gods campaign over to him, unabridged.
Unabridged. He looks at this. Fascinating. A published author.
I dabble. It's nothing much. It's a minor hobby.
You're far too humble. Such eloquent works and elaborate penmanship should be commended and lauded as a major accomplishment in one's life.
I only wish to spread the news that there are groups out there willing to do what is right in order to right the wrongs of this world.
You and I both. Mutual spirits in a desire for the good news. That which we do not get near enough of. Too many people harp upon the negative, the shock factor of, oh, the wards of the Sultan's palace have been faded, and the dangers that plague the city will overwhelm us all. What the city needs is hope, a distraction from what could be perceived as a red flag, or even a false flag. We don't want to breed conspiracy theories within the city. What we want to do is ensure that the city remains stable. You agree?
We are of an accord, and would be very interested to see these tales spread far and wide.
Of course. Well, I will of course have to read them, and then disseminate them through appropriate channels, so that the bards and lore keepers will believe they have come up on it of their own accord. We don't want them to believe that this is a state-sponsored media.
That won't do whatsoever.
Indeed. Once people believe that the state controls the communication, then the faith within the society fades. By letting it go through the rumor mills, it is more organic in dissemination and more accepted.
Of course. As you and I both well know, that behind every myth and legend is a kernel of truth.
Indeed. how much, may I ask, between bards, of this is actually true?
Twilight will pause, ponder, look at him, give him a wink, and of course say, why? No less than 93.2%.
3.2. That's more than usual. I appreciate this very much, Lord Twilight. And I mourn for the Shintara Grove and all that you have missed. I wish you the best of success in reclaiming such a dark place. While I hold out hope that it may be possible, there are those who deem it as an impossible yet foolish task to even consider.
Twilight will take a quick pause, trying to mask the blunt response that he just got from this individual.
So, do you know how you are going to liberate not liberate Shadowshadai, but how are you going to liberate the Shintaran Grove? Are you going to charge the island with armies? Are you going to enact some strong ritual to dispel the magical darkness? I'm curious, simply as a matter of legend, so that I can tell the stories one way or the other. Whether it be a tragedy or a heroic success, the legend of Twilight's Call and his compatriots should be told.
You, my dear sir, are very well informed, it seems.
He smiles kindly at you. I do my best.
With any situation, corruption, plague, foul embodiment of an activity in a particular area, one cannot just address the symptoms. With
Jeez.
every situation, you must look for, secure, and remove the root cause, and from there, let the natural healings take place.
Ah, the long game. I wish you the best of luck. I know that many have tried and many have failed. Thus, your attempt will even be more heroic and legendary.
For those that were under my family's charge, it's the least that we can do.
Well, here's your letter of recommendation from Farouk of the Golden Voice. I recommend that you meet with the Sultan of Shadowshadai and have my endorsement. After all, a legend and story of such great heroes and heroines would inspire the populace to better themselves and extend their capabilities into new magical avenues. You could prove an inspiration to the children for generations to come.
I look forward to hearing song and verse at a random tavern in the near distant future.
Of course. He hands you the recommendation. All of your names are spelled correctly and in a very fancy calligraphy. You realize that this document was pre-written and all he's done was sign his name and put the seal on it. He was prepared for you guys to arrive. He was expecting you.
Of course, he's well informed. Twilight will take the document, nod, and will say, men of such stature, time is of a value. We understand that you have provided us a courtesy that was not reserved in advance, and for that, we are grateful.
Of course. A pleasure to meet such a living legend.
And one is but amazed to stand before the golden voice himself.
Yes, sir. Please, have a wonderful, splendid day within our city.
And we'll take our leave.
All right. As you guys leave Farouk's mage tower, you can go outside. As Bwinkle has stated, he believes that the moose poo here is pretty deep.
What a pleasant individual.
Does anybody else feel that was a little off?
I felt like it was way off.
We got
Say
what we
something.
wanted, did we not? Say again,
Say something interesting. Mentioned the wards being down, which I consider whether or not he meant that as a result of what happened with the magic, or whether that was something different.
The other thing that concerned me was... sorry, continue.
I was just going to say that I was going to assume that it was related to the magic outage. But I'm not experienced enough in the ways of the arcane to venture a guess.
I don't know. I just find it really strange that he's the only one of the team so far. Okay, there's 12 of them?
Yes.
And we have seen 8 of them. And he's the only one who has not asked for something in return.
He's also the only one that has called Twilight for what he is, which is concerning to me.
Not that. We've talked about Shantar Grove at least 2, maybe even 3 times.
But we haven't talked about you being the heir.
Not once. Just
But
trying to
anybody that is familiar with the Grove knows that the Call family was responsible for the Grove. And I have not quite really hid my surname.
True. However,
He just
the whole
overwhelming.
The whole thing is that he, yes, you may not have hidden your name. However, the general consensus is that the calls died out. Obviously not, but yeah, a little odd.
All of us.
Obviously, I'm just saying the general consensus amongst people that don't know. They just know the story.
Supposedly I've got a cousin out there still.
You got a cousin?
You have a cousin?
Yes. We're around.
Twilight's call. You got some splaining to do.
It was just a letter I got.
When did you get said letter?
Covet, can I get an insight check, please? With the 23, he's leaving a couple things out.
Twilight!
Yeah.
It's not a cousin. It's more than one cousin.
Do you have more than one cousin?
Well, I had a large family.
How large?
Well, it was large before the fall of the Grove.
How many do you know are still out there?
From the letter that I've got, maybe 2, maybe 3.
And
Though he seemed to think that, my father's still around.
What?
what?
Really?
It's just a letter.
It's just a letter saying your father may be still alive.
More like it was written from a perspective that wasn't quite familiar with what happened to the Grove.
What was he, in a coma?
Everybody knows what happened to the Grove. That's common knowledge.
He described it as being in a state of limbo.
With that thought, I know nothing about limbo. Wow, I'm either one way or the other today. Holy smoke. That is 2.
Twilight, who did you say the letter was from?
My cousin.
A name.
Oh, Tristan. Yeah, he and his twin sisters were always visiting us at the Grove.
Twin sisters?
What were their names?
Varenthil and Yamirla?
Out of character, can you totally copy paste those names over, please?
Thank you. Aranthil and Yumiria.
If I remember correctly, it's been such a long time and several planes ago. They were at the Grove or leaving the Grove sometime around when the shadow struck. So Tristan said that he couldn't really find the twins anymore, so I'm not sure if they still exist.
How old were the twins?
Yeah, at the time, they would have been, I don't know, 8, 10, I don't remember. They were younger than me, but that was well over 40 years ago.
And the potential that your father could still be alive.
Again, I think it was more along the lines of he's been in limbo for so long that he didn't know either that shadow struck the Grove or whether or not my father got out of the Grove. Like I said, he's been in limbo for that time. But to find him on the material plane, that was interesting.
How did you get this letter? I mean, when? I have so many questions.
I guess it was here at Shadow Shaddai, wasn't it, GM?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When we were at the Pearl?
Yep.
Was it on my pillow, or did I get it at the front desk when I walked in? Message for you, sir.
Message for you, sir.
So, yeah, when we were at the Pearl, the Even Pearl, coming in for the night and getting my key from the front desk, they had a letter waiting for me.
Is that person still here?
Oh, he wasn't in the area. The letter just arrived here for me.
Well,
He is, I think, in Ivana.
interesting.
Where did you say?
He was in Ivana. searching for somebody to train him.
Where is that?
Do we have a map?
We can show you the map. So, pull up the map for you guys. So, you guys are down here on the southwestern area, here in Shadow Jedi, in Fluidon. Ivana is over here, between Rathison and Doja. This is the last time you heard about Tristan.
Yeah, he was searching, or at least in his letter, he said he was searching for the body Dharma.
What's the body dharma?
Roll a history check, Miss Covet Von Sin. And this is a DC 25 you're shooting for.
Oh, yeah, no, not happening.
If you get a
Okay,
natural 20, you'll automatically get it, but
Yeah, 14.
you did not get there. You have no idea who the, quote, body Dharma is. And I'm only saying it that way because that's the way it was said.
It's exactly how Twilight would have pronounced it.
That's valid, but I have to just, because of things, I have to make that disclaimer.
Yeah. But I will put it down there for... But yeah, he was searching for the body Dharma. Evidently he was linking up with a group of House of Flowers. That they also rescued this guy from Limbo as well. But there's something on the island that disrupts memories or something. But so between him being in Limbo for what he calls 40 some odd years and his time on the island and everything else, there's a lot of disconnect of understanding. But yeah, just so evidently I got family still out there.
What do you feel
You
about
just-
that?
Yeah.
Winkle asked a question. I know I don't understand all this, but does that mean somebody else could have claim to the throne?
No, they were on a dead branch of the family. They were there to assist with some of the mercantile and trade projects that we had going on.
However, if you were dead, they would be in charge, right?
I guess that is one way of looking at that, Winkle.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to make sure you're okay.
Can't hear him at all.
Oh, we can hear him just fine.
I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to make sure you're okay."
Winkle, any contracts before you ended up on that altar?
What you mean?
Oh, I don't know. Did you have any contact of somebody that requested services to perform a particular action?
Well, I was out there to kind of a bodyguard sometime. Which meant sometimes I would have to remove people.
Winkle, we're going to need to talk about the validity of services provided given the history of failure to protect your own body upon an altar.
Oh, okay.
He has no idea what you just said to him, Twilight.
Twilight is well aware. But yeah, Tristan was saying that he was still looking for his sisters, his twin sisters. So they may be out there too.
Do they also have the last name of Call?
GM, do they also have the last name of Cole?
They do not.
They do not.
Got one job
No,
on this
they
ship.
were.
What are their last names? I mean, they're your cousins, right? Did he sign a last name?
They did not sign a last name. And with it being well over 40 years ago, I don't know if Twilight would have remembered their last name.
Probably not. Roll a history check, though. Let's see if you remember or not. So, with a 23, last name for Tristan was Stolastash, which I believe is a typo. I believe it is actually supposed to be Solstash. But this is what I have written down as my records. Stolstash. So it is Solastash. Let me correct that.
I want to say they were on my mother's side. So a sister of my mother of the Whisper family. But yeah, Tristan's last name was Solstash.
Just because she would do this, making sure that it's not something in the courts. She wouldn't remember anything from the courts, I don't think.
No, you would not recognize
Nothing
that
there.
from the name. No.
Okay. But names, as you know, are important, so she would try to remember all the same.
Mm-hmm. So, you may have heard the name. Actually, no, you would not make this association. Never mind. Go ahead. All good.
Anyway, where'd you next? Since we were very successful at this endeavor here.
Again, Kevin's there with like the whole open and closing of the mouth thing like a fish because there's been a lot of new information recently.
That is an understatement.
Winkle came over to Twilight and says, "You did a real good job. But the flowers around here are going to grow real well."
Twilight. At those words, a shiver goes down your spine.
Hey?
It's like, you ever get the heebie-jeebies about a foretelling? You know? You don't know how Winkle would know this, but something about what Winkle just said sounds very prophetic.
Winkle, did you eat something recently that, I don't know, may have altered some things here within the not too distant past?
Yeah, the beignets tasted funny.
Uh-oh.
And how many did you eat of those?
Ooh, 10 or 20.
Twilight raises an eyebrow at Ayla.
I tried to pull him off.
You had to pull him harder and faster.
Oh,
I
no.
said I was going to start taking a broom handle so I could whack him in the between the handles.
No, the broom handle goes on the other end, but when you pull him off, you have to pull him with direct and applied force consistently.
Dang it.
We've lost our GM.
There it goes.
Very good, Twilight.
Oh my. Oh.
I couldn't help myself.
I know.
It's just too easy.
I know.
I
Just
know,
like
but-
Winkle.
I know. I know.
Fortunately, Covet was not here for that conversation.
Thank
Oh, we
goodness.
never.
Yeah, we would have lost.
Did evidently.
Hopefully everything's okay
Caleb,
with her.
might I recommend doing that at a different time and not on the street?
Only you would think that way in the first place. Oh my.
Twilight just grins.
No, he did. There looked to be about 3 dozen on the plate, and he ate every one of them. He said they were good, but you know,
I was hungry.
you're always hungry.
Well, you just wouldn't believe what I could eat.
Oh yes, I would.
It's Lauren.
Leave that
Covet, where do we
alone,
go
please.
next?
Davis is Lauren.
It seems that
They
the
have-
team are open for business again, so we could try Jamila again. We could. Well, I think Layla is supposed to be mostly outside of the city, so she might be the one we save for last. And then Sophia is the only other one we haven't contacted.
Well, maybe it's a good time to contact Sophia.
Sophia, Safiya, correct?
Affirmative.
Okay.
Sophia Elazar.
Just making sure I'm spelling it right.
Is she in the city? I know that she's like governor, oversees like natural landscapes. So I don't know if she's like urban or in more outlying areas.
That's up to you guys
I-
to figure out.
Don't know, but I would suggest we seek somebody else, possibly Jamilia, and then we can ask them if they're inside the city or out.
I have no objection to that.
So Jamilia, then.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So, you guys head over towards Jamila's Mage Tower.
Am I pronouncing that completely wrong?
No? Jamila?
I've been saying Jamilia. Okay.
Jamila.
Jamila.
There's no I after the L.
Jamila.
You know, the
Okay,
list
cool.
decks you can kick in, but that's okay. What? So, as you guys come up there, the doors open, and you guys are able to walk inside. As you do so, the place is pretty and elaborate. There's signs of all sorts of moons all over. It's very well embroidered and elaborate. The winds and moon themes here are ever present. You hear someone talking in another room, and after a few moments, A white-haired woman glides into the room. Hello, I wasn't expecting guests. Can I help you?
Covet steps forward and she says, "Yes, we were seeking out members of the team to see what we could do to help the city and to potentially gain favor so that we may see the Sultan."
And you are...
You may call me Covet.
And I'm her husband, Twilight.
This is
I'm Lauren,
Islarin.
daughter of Dylan Kolos,
Interesting. I have not heard of
ambassador of the
you.
Protector.
I am Ayla Taylor. I am from the island of Cariel.
Cariel Isle.
Yeah, Cariel Isle, yes. And this is our
Your what?
bodyguard.
Bodyguard?
Yeah, he's our companion, helps us whenever we need assistance. His name is Winkle.
Hello.
Greetings.
Winkle raises his hand and waves.
You are not from Fluiden, obviously, by your clothing and by your bearings.
We are not.
Interesting.
We're from various places.
So, why should I provide you with a recommendation to see the Sultan?
As we seek to protect this plane from the various portals that have been appearing from the Fey realms and conveying threats across the planes to here. We need to see the Sultan in order to progress with our plans to protect this plane.
And to close the portals for good.
Those seem to be lofty goals. But why specifically should I endorse you? My endorsement does not come easily, and must be given based off of the fact that I trust you. And at the moment, I have only just met you.
That is fair.
Trust is earned, not freely given.
True. So, why should I trust you?
At the
Perhaps
immediate
there's-
moment, probably shouldn't. But I'm sure there's ways to gain your trust.
Perhaps. What do you know of the House of Flowers? Twilight, the heebie-jeebies wash over you again.
Dun 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 dun.
From my limited knowledge and understanding, not being native to this plane, I've come to understand that they are a powerful organization, family, group. I'm sure there are many titles associated with such. That they have reach far and wide, many cities, many countries across the continents. Some both overt and subvert dealings and activities, false fronts and others, information gathering, political maneuvering, espionage, and maybe even other elements of applied activities that remove potential threats. But that's very much all superficial, and I cannot go into specifics.
Cannot or will not?
Cannot, as I personally don't have dealings with the organization.
Let us be frank then. I believe that the House of Flowers is attempting to infiltrate the Sultan's palace. I seek information about this endeavor, as I have been provided information about the infiltration attempt. However, I've been unable to verify the information, as the anonymous source was quite abrupt and we were unable to trace the source. If you want to earn my trust and my recommendation, I need you to investigate the House of Flowers' intents regarding Shatter Shaddai. I only seek to ensure that the Sultan's palace is safe and that there are no intrusions going on.
You think this is related to the loss of magic, or simply taking advantage of a situation when presented?
She raises an eyebrow. That's an interesting hypothesis. What do you base this conjecture off of?
Through other potential investigations, we believe that, what's the fuck that dragon's name? That the dragon Sigeos, often operating in Astrea, had ties to the loss of magic across Toivoa. Whether or not the House of Flowers is related to that, I can neither confirm nor deny, nor even speculate. But it wouldn't surprise me for them to take advantage of a situation when it's presented.
Well, I require evidence. You understand, I cannot provide the Sultan with reliable advice without actual evidence. I will not give my recommendation to hypotheses and conspiracy theories.
So, what? You said that you had an informant and it was cut off abruptly.
Yes.
Could the informant have been in the Grand Library, or is this just a letter, or you must have speculation as to how they're here?
I received a sending stating that the Sultan of Shatter Shaddai is in danger. You must investigate. And that is when the message ceased.
Do you know who the sending was from?
I do not. The spell was interrupted.
And that's all you have to go on right now.
Indeed. We are currently in the process of securing the palace after the wards had a issue.
They fell.
She nods. Indeed.
We are aware of that.
You realize that this woman is not the public relations person that Farouk is.
Oh, for sure.
She is not hiding anything about this stuff. She is the information and intel person. She is security and, frankly, the assassination wing of Shatter Shaddai. She is the lunar sorcerer. She's the sorceress of the night.
Do you have any idea where this message came from?
I do not. The fact that the palace was at risk is my concern.
Right.
We have established the wards to where nothing can yet intrude upon the palace itself. But if you seek my recommendation, I require more knowledge about what the House of Flowers may have planned
Yes.
for Shatter Shaddai.
Do you have any links or leads at all?
Nothing concrete.
Well,
By establishing your own, you'll prove yourselves resourceful agents of Fluidin and useful in the city's interests, at which point I will gladly provide you with my recommendation. I'm sure that you can find something if you are capable and worthy of my recommendation.
We will keep our eyes peeled.
Good. You never know when a glimmer of moonlight might enter them with the light of realization.
Ooh. Nice.
Any way that you could provide us with any assistance in this job so that we may have legal allowance to be able to question people?
Question away. I do ask that you be discreet, though, as opposed to proclaiming that you are working for the team. After all,
Freelance investigators.
my associate Farouk would be dismayed at the public display of information gathering.
We just left his office.
Truly.
Absolutely. He presented us with a letter of recommendation.
Of course he did.
As well, many others of your fellow members of the team, but we understand your position and situation.
I appreciate your understanding. While I am not as accepting as Farouk, not at first, if you earn my trust, you will earn the loyalty of someone well-connected throughout Fluidin.
And information is power.
Indeed. So, Lord Call, Miss Von Sin, Madam Taylor, and Lord Musatar, Madam Shonazath, go. Earn power.
Twilight smirks.
And we...
I guess take our leave.
All right.
Yeah.
As
guess.
you guys are free to leave Jamila's tower.
Michael, you've been talking a lot about flowers here recently, and now we end up with a job to look into the House of Flowers. What aren't you telling us right now?
Ooh, not a whole lot, but the House of Flowers are really interesting people. They give you a job, and they expect it to be done, and if you don't do it, you lose certain things.
Are you familiar with where the House of Flowers may be here in Shadow Shaddai?
No, but I'm sure we could find it easy. What we need to do is talk to the more colorful people. The people in charge usually don't know what's going on.
Twilight looks at Covet.
Again, Covet's got like this whole... this fish mouth thing going on. She's like, it's surprising. She, as she leans towards Lauren, she's like, it's surprising. He acts like he doesn't know anything, but he knows a lot. I'm scared, but not scared.
I'm right here, you know.
Not you. The moose. It's hard.
You know it's fun.
I think it's a practiced talent that he has.
We need to go find a bar.
Did you say a bar or a bard? Well, I suppose one
No
can be
more
found in the
bards.
other.
I can't take any more bards.
Once you go bard, you don't go back.
Oh my word.
Ooh. Keep it up, I'll sit on you.
If I
That
was
sounds
a good
like
bard.
that sounds like purple.
Winkle, what do you suggest?
We need to go to a place that normally most people keep away from, but a bar in that area. And I'm sure we can find the House of Flowers.
He's probably right.
They always are in that area because people pay.
That is sensible to me.
Am I making sense?
Every now and then, my dear Moose. Every now and then.
Broken clock is always right twice.
Thank you, Twilight.
I have never
You're
understood that
welcome.
phrase.
My head hurts.
How can a broken clock that displays only one time be right twice?
Oh, he's so young. Analog only. Oh, digital only. Not
But
not
this
analog.
is Lauren asking in character.
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
sundials are a
Sorry.
thing.
Yeah, Twilight, I'm gonna let you touch that one. I'm not. No.
When given the intricacies of mechanical interaction, and when mechanical interaction ceases
Oh
to
my
perform in
gosh.
such a condition that it prevents the continued
Oh,
movement in a
jeez.
circular motion from one side to another, and then forces itself.
Covet just covers his mouth with her hand and says, "I'll explain it to you later. There's gonna need to be diagrams and stuff like that. I'll explain it. It's not. Yeah, it'll be fine." She stomps on his foot.
And Bwinkle's
Yeah,
trying to get up above everything so he can still breathe.
I understand the mechanics of it. Simply, the only way it could be right twice is if you repeated the same hour twice in a day.
Will
Yep.
you succumb to that military declination of passing of time as opposed to the civilian version that repeats numbers 1 through 12?
Indubitably.
Why would you repeat numbers 1 through 12?
Some people can't count as high as 24.
Not enough toes.
Which it seems like it would lead to ambiguity.
And Twilight will look at Winkle in the process.
Bwinkle's having a hard time following all this.
And we've had a real conversation like this in real life about this whole thing, because here in Germany it is all 24-hour clocks.
So here's the question for you guys. Why does it go from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.? Makes no sense.
Right?
Yeah, I still have trouble with that in real life.
Yeah, me too.
Same reason why it goes from 11 a.m. p.m. to 12 a.m.
Right, that makes zero sense.
You're right. It makes no sense.
Yeah, you should
I finally got it straight, but yeah, it makes no sense.
So, where are we going
How
next?
do you,
the bar.
I guess
a bar.
the seediest part of town.
All right. So,
Every time that we've interacted with a house storefront, it's been in an area of prominence, not seating.
Right.
And it's usually dealing with like. Go for it, Tor.
And it's
Winkle.
usually been with Awen, but Awen's not here right now. Which seems awfully
Yeah.
convenient.
We know of a bookshop, a book club, and a tea house.
No, the best way to do it is go ask somebody where the red light district is.
Twilight Smirch raises an eyebrow and looks at Winkle. And why would that be the best location for this endeavor?
Ooh. Bad people hang out at bars there.
Thought maybe this had to do
And
with
also-
blossoming of flowers and the spreading of petals.
You could think about it like that, but you have to understand a lot of the people that belong to this organization are women of the night.
They could be very good at gathering information, and the House of Flowers is an information service as well.
They're also very good at giving.
Winkle, are you going to work your hardest to investigate and to procure?
I'm so glad you cut out.
So where are we going?
We need to find. I'll just go ask somebody. Hold on. So Winkle walks over to one of the guards.
Okay. So you go over to meet one of the guards. Yes, sir.
And I go, I know this is a strange thing to ask, but where is your women of the evening stay in this part of the city, or in any part of the city?
Okay, just to be clear, you're asking the guards where the ladies of the night are.
You don't think they don't know?
They know, and they look at you.
And they're probably their best customers, too.
Wow, that's not cynical at all. So, as you are asking this, roll a persuasion check, sir. Persuasion check. 21. Okay, Winkle. The guard looks at you. Lonely, huh? Well, if you go down the street, turn right, you'll find an alley there. There's 4 crates. When you go down that alley, go behind the 4 crates and knock on the 5th brick.
Down the alley, 4 crates, 5th brick. Got it. I can find that. Thank you very much.
He nods at you. Good luck. You may want to ask for Helga.
Ooh, okay. And Winkle nods and gives a little wave and starts walking.
Okay. The guard looks after you. Wonder if we should arrest him for being a John.
So how successful is Winkle following these directions?
Winkle, how successful are you following these directions?
Oh, I can follow simple directions. I've been well taught by Ayla.
Really? What has Ayla been teaching you?
When we're cooking, she tells me what to do.
Is that the only time she tells you what to do?
Be very careful, Moose.
No, when she tells me to move to the left so she can brush better, I do that.
Oh my God.
That way she gets the hair better.
That on the 4th bag or the 5th bag?
The 7th.
Oh my God. You're not even on my side. God.
Going downhill quickly.
Yep. So, are you guys following Winkle, or is he going off to do this alone?
No, I'm
Definitely
following at a
him.
distance.
Okay.
I'm a few steps back, just quietly amused, just wanting to watch this whole thing play out.
Cool.
Yeah, so I get to the brick and I knock on the brick.
Okay. As you knock on the brick slides inwards. As it does so, you'll see a pair of eyes, dark and obviously feminine, looking out at you. Yes?
I was sent here to ask for Helga.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm just a Musatar that's been just kind of lonely.
The eyes get closer to the brick and look you up and down. One moment. And the brick will slide back into position. And a muscular woman opens a secret passage in the wall. Her long black hair shimmers and her muscles glisten. What do you need Helga for?
Well, I was just kind of hoping we could have a nice talk. Or maybe more.
Really? You got coins?
How much?
That depends on what you need.
Oh, I'm sure we could talk about how much. But
Suppose. Go on in. Now, I don't have the interior for this place for you guys because, frankly, the AR generators won't do it. But this woman steps aside and lets you guys enter. Are you all going to go inside this place or not?
Twilight is absolutely loving wanting to watch this situation play out, looking to see if there's a vendor for like popcorn or something.
I think maybe Twilight should go in and maybe this lady stay out.
I don't think that it would be amenable to that idea.
If any female touches you and I find out about it, your balls are mine.
Uh-oh.
I already thought
You know there's going to be touching in there. That's what kind of establishment this is. So you better come with me then to make sure that you lay claim to yours.
The fact that you wouldn't even, I don't know, say, hey, I'm married.
I don't think that's a concern of theirs.
You think they don't get married men in there?
I'm just saying the fact that you won't even let the words no cross your mouth.
Well, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that they're going to walk up, caress his shoulder, and say, how you doing before I even get any word out of my mouth. So, are you coming along or not? Cover.
Yes.
So she
I'm
doesn't say
staying
no, she
out
says
here.
yes. Understood.
I'm staying out here.
Okay.
I make Krampus style.
Okay. After all, there's not a ring on his finger yet.
Right.
Or through his
No,
nose.
just my nose.
There's no ring in your nose yet. So, as you guys walk in, it's a fairly small whorehouse by your guys' standards, Twilight and Covet. But it's richly appointed, and the walls are very nice, dark paneling. The place is clean and smells like a mix of saffron and vanilla.
Yummy. Is Lawrence coming in too?
Is Lauren's coming inside as well?
Well,
Hey.
then maybe I should
And
go. I'll stay back.
Okay. Ayla's going to stay in the alley by herself?
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I should go, but just kind of stay back because I don't think I need to be standing in the alley by myself.
Aw.
I will, before I go in, I'll whisper to Ayla, perhaps if we deal with who we think we may end up dealing with, we should not be split.
Yeah, that thought had also occurred. So I'll go in, but I'm just going to kind of stay back.
Okay. As you come inside, there's a woman seated at a desk in front of a door. As you come in as a party, she stands up regally. Her long brown hair cascades behind her shoulders, and her black dress allows you some imagination.
Whoa.
Covet takes notes.
That does
Violet is
yummy.
appreciative of Covet's notes.
Can I help you?
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Winkle.
Hello,
can I-
Bwinkle. Are you here for a group session?
Well, I don't know if we'd call it a group session. But is Helga here?
I am Helga. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Bwinkle. Is this one-on-one?
I was thinking I would like to talk first.
Of course. It's always good to communicate. Do come inside, Bwinkle. Let us talk.
Okay, let's talk.
Your friends can wait here. I promise to take good care of your man. I want to ensure that he is receiving what he needs and having his needs fulfilled.
Twilight will walk up to Bwinkle and give him a performance enhancement technique.
Okay. This woman smiles at the casting of the spell. He may need that. Is this your first time in an establishment like mine, Bwinkle?
I have worked with many groups in protection.
Oh. In protection. Is this what this is? As she begins to trace your shoulder with one long index finger.
Oh, well, we'll discuss that here in a minute.
Well, let us go inside.
Winkle steps in the door.
She smiles as she opens the door for you. You go inside. She gives the party a bit of a grin. Awesome. And will close the door with her and Bwinkle on the other side. There's a couple of comfortable couches that are overstuffed that you guys can sit down and relax in. once the door is closed, you cannot hear what goes on the other side between Winkle and Helga. So,
Winkle,
Mr. Winkle, what did we need to talk about? Are you stressed?
I am a protector.
I
Many
understand. And
many
you're
times-
so strong. As she begins to come up and start giving you a shoulder rub.
And I reach over and pull her onto my lap.
She raises an eyebrow. A protector and assertive.
I need some information so I can continue my working as a protector.
She lays her head on your chest. You can protect me.
We may talk about that. I would like to. I've worked with the House of Flowers before,
Yeah.
but this is a new city and I don't know how to reach them here.
Oh, Winkle. I'm so sorry. Are you on the run? Are you wanting to reach out to such a horrible group?
I make very good money when I work for them. And I have worked for them in the past. And I
So
wish to.
you're wealthy.
I'm not wealthy now.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, but I would like to work for him again.
Well, fine. What's that have to do with me, Winkle? All I do is I provide services.
And you're such a beautiful, wonderful woman. But I'm sure that you have people that have come in and you know how to reach these people. And these people know the House of Flowers.
Well, yes. But I couldn't talk about them, Winkle. After all, as she pets your muzzle, it's client perspective, client protection. As her lips hover in front of yours, you wouldn't want to compromise that trust, would you?
No. But I am sure you could give them a message from me.
Oh,
to
well,
reach the House of Flowers.
maybe. After all, for such a antlered individual as yourself, I could absolutely pass a message along. As long as it's not a physical message.
Oh, you are such a beautiful woman and so kind. I will pay you for this service. And he leans over and kisses her on the top of the head and said, "You are quite beautiful."
Is that all that's going to happen? You're going to pay me to pass a message along that you want to talk to the House of Flowers? That's all you came in here for? Nothing else?
My heart belongs to someone else. However, maybe later when we could come in together and visit.
She wriggles on your lap, where you are currently holding her. She nuzzles into your chest hair. I'd like that, but I do prefer my men by themselves. I prefer a one-on-one interaction, especially from such a masculine man. Are you sure you're not interested in a bit of physicality?
At that point, Winkle stands up, holding her by her waist, and kisses her and says, "Thank you, but let me just do this for now. Maybe later."
She looks at you disappointed. So that's all I am to you. A source of information.
No, you're much more than that.
Then what?
But I have work I have to do right now.
A
So I
woman
can-
to be used and tossed away. I see.
And
Does the job well.
anyway, Winkle starts looking and takes her over and puts her on the couch, kisses her on her forehead, and says, "I must go, but how much will it cost me for you to send the message?"
Well, I'll give you 2 prices. And as she's laying on the Chase couch here, on the Chase lounge, the left side of her dress reveals the whole thigh. As apparently his headset just died. He can't listen.
Just get good too. Oh my gosh.
Can you hear us, Twinkle?
Look at it in.
Sorry, I lost you for a minute.
So, as you put her on the couch, she shifts so that the dress falls open, revealing the whole leg and thigh. There's even some very cheeky asset to the back end there. Nothing's really revealed that's naughty bits, but enough to insinuate a lot.
And
I'll
at
give
that
you 2 prices, Winkle. 1, full service, and the other just for information. The full service, I'll charge you 130 gold. You'll stay in here for an hour, and when you leave here, you'll learn things that you can teach your woman. Or I simply deliver the message and nothing else happens, and you pay me 300 gold.
Winkle looks at her and then fades to black.
Very well. 120 gold later, Winkle, you will learn a couple things. As she opens the door, Winkle comes out. Ayla, Winkle's hair has been brushed and he is glistening. There's a sparkle in his eye as he looks at you, and there's a moment of embarrassment that may be washed over with hope.
Twilight whispers over to Covet, "Even his undercoat is glistening."
His unibrow has been plucked into shape, and his ear hairs are missing those few gray ones.
That's pretty good even in real life.
His nostrils are polished. And his antlers are glistening and freshly oiled.
Even with the velvet on them. Wow.
Helga comes out and smiles at you. You have quite a man here. He spoke very highly of you, Ayla. And she's going to lean in. He really, really enjoyed the pedicure. Out of character, they did not have sex. This was a grooming session, and that's exactly all it was.
Love it.
This is 100% what is, there are two different types of interactions. One starts with an F, and this one, it starts with a P. This is called a plucking.
I like that.
Apparently, Boyko really enjoyed his services.
Well, he's definitely been serviced.
Boyko, it was nice that she draped herself all over you while doing this because she had to. But, there you go.
Sounds good to me. Thank you very much. You've been such a kind lady.
Have a wonderful time, and I'll ensure that the message gets delivered.
Thank you.
Wow.
Who's next?
Close your mouth, Ayla.
And the moose turns around and starts heading for the door.
Okay. Real life alias not amused. Okay. Hopefully he's not in too much trouble. Okay.
In real life, Ayla is a very jealous woman.
Good.
Moose.
Well, all he needs is an ear plucking and he'll be fine.
No, she goes straight for the nose.
Oh, for the nose?
Not the nose.
The nose sucks. Every guy knows the nose sucks.
Ear hair is necessary for the comb over.
The ear hair is necessary for the comb over. Jordan, take notes. The ear hair is necessary for the comb over.
Ow. Didn't I grew my hair long one time when it real life, and I dressed up like a lock in WoW, and I had it straight up.
Dude, I dressed you. Yes, and you won the costume contest because of me.
I got the robe.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
He did. It was when Lich King came out.
Fun.
And then he walked in and everybody went, "That's my lock!"
Very cool. So, as you leave this establishment, you head back out into the streets. Unless someone else wanted to go and get fully serviced.
No. So Ayla walks up to the moose and says, "Okay, so what'd you find out?"
Breathe, Ayla. Breathe, Ayla. She kind of pats her on the shoulder and says, "It's okay. Breathe.
I just want to know what he found out about the House of Flowers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's breathe. Okay. In, out. Breathe. Okay, good. All right. Now, ask him again without so much vitriol."
Winkle, were you able to find out anything about the House of Flowers?
She nudges her a little bit and says, "Good job. I knew you could do it."
House of Flowers. Oh yeah. She couldn't put me with him
so much
exactly, but what happened was
What had happened was,
She said she would send a message to somebody that she knows that deals with the House of Flowers. They'll be contacting me.
okay, I guess that's good, right?
Well, they know the House of Flowers has used protectors all the time.
At this point, it's dinner time.
Ooh, yeah. I'm hungry.
Work up an appetite, did you?
Twilight, we need to talk.
Covet steps on his foot.
Thank you.
Yes, Ayla, what would you like to talk about?
Not now.
So, a conversation in the not too distant future? About what topic?
Yeah.
She steps on his foot again.
I feel really, really good right now. And
I am
could
glad
eat-
that she was able to take care of you, Twinkle.
Oh my God.
I think I
Every
need
time
to-
she gets it where Winkle's not gonna die, one of them opens their mouths.
I didn't say a word. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going back to the Pearl and I'm going to get some food, like bulgogi or something like that. I'm in that kind of mood.
Awesome. So you're going to go to the Eben Pearl once again.
Right.
Cool.
I
Are you
don't
guys
have
going to
take
follow her?
photos of her.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, I definitely follow her.
Mm-hmm.
I may divert to the library.
Okay.
Make it a working dinner.
A working dinner at the library. Okay.
I will probably, honestly, just give Twilight a kiss on the cheek and say, I'm going to go help us, Lauren.
Twilight would actually follow Covet.
Yeah, but do you follow Covet like I followed Ayla?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I was 6 paces back, slightly to the left. A pretty good orientation.
What is that? What is this? Okay, for those who can't see the webcam, he's going 6 paces back, a little bit of an orientation with hand motions. Is this a more hands-on following, Twilight?
Well, it starts all 6 paces, but distance is closed.
Understood. So it's the magnetism that causes the hand to go there.
It's just her magnetic personality that just brings us together repeatedly.
Personality is what we're saying. Understood. Got it.
Absolutely.
Apparently, my personality is my ass. Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't say it. And I didn't have to.
He only loves me for my ass.
Absolutely not. All sorts of character traits and personalities and individual quirks that just make me fall in love with you every day.
Yeah, still
Good line.
digging a hole. Really deep.
That's not life, that's true.
Hey, Twilight, do you sell used camels?
I do not, but I know a guy that can get you some ice in a desert.
Oh
I'm sure.
no.
I'm sorry. All right, so the two people who are going back to the Eben Pearl are Winkle and Ayla, correct?
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we need to have a talk.
Awesome. When you guys come into the suite, there is someone waiting for you.
Uh-oh.
He stands from a chair as you arrive. It looks like this.
Hello?
Hello.
Can I help you?
You asked to see me.
Oh, that would be me. I'm Winkle.
Hello. What do you need?
Press the button, Winkle.
Okay, I was wondering. I've worked for the organization before. If I could talk to them,
What organization?
the house.
Really?
Yeah.
So what can I do for you?
Could you get me in charge of the house where I may be able to do some good?
I'm in charge of the house here in Shattershadai.
Oh, just the person I'm looking for. This is great. Uh, but I'm a little slow, so I have to think out things. Do you need any help at doing anything lately?
What kind of help are you offering?
Oh, I'm a protector, but I can do other things also, and have in the past.
Then yeah, if you want to help, I can give you a job. It's a cleanup
Well,
job.
oh, you may want to do that. Is the pay good?
Independent contractor? Yeah, he's good.
Can I? Okay, what? Can I ask what type of cleanup job?
An accident happened around the palace. A project, we'll call it, got out. And we need to ensure that it gets cleaned up. It's a pretty sticky mess, and we want to have plausible deniability.
I understand.
So I want you to do this. I want you to go to the palace of the Sultan. I want you to go around the palace. Do not go inside. I want you to clean up any of the plant life and rogue agents that are around the palace. They managed to get in when the wards fell, but they're not supposed to be there. We tried to communicate that the job was off and that we no longer want to assassinate the Sultan. There's a new person in charge of the House of Flowers, and the conspiracy to assassinate the Sultan is trying to be repaired. We need you to clean up all of the shambling mounds and the Gulthaeus blights that are around the palace. Get in, get rid of them, and use the cover of being a groundskeeper. Get out, and we'll pay you.
That sounds like right up what I can do. I don't look fancy, so everybody will think I'm a groundskeeper. Moose,
You're
have a
going to need
pen.
help. Do you have a team?
I can find one. Not a problem.
All right. Now, if anyone asks questions, you're there to eliminate a threat to the Sultan. You let them know that the House of Flowers is here to help. You tell them that the House of Flowers found out about this conspiracy and is working to protect the Sultanate of Shattershadai. We want him to live and be fruitful. We want him to be prosperous and live for as long as he wants. Clean
I
up this
understand.
rogue threat, and you'll have done a good job. And I'll pay you 12,000 gold.
I think I can do this. I'll get started on it.
Now, you're not associated with House of Flowers officially, but those are the lines I want you to use if you're questioned. I understood.
I understand. How do I turn it in and get paid?
Come back here. Or talk to Helga again to set up an appointment. And I'll come visit your very nice suite. As he takes a grape from the fruit basket and pops it in his mouth.
Sounds like a plan.
And whatever you do, don't go into the palace itself. We don't want to raise any suspicions. Assassination attempts are not what we're wanting to do. Not anymore.
Also, don't want to set off alarms. Okay, I understand.
If you can save any of the chickens, do so.
Understand.
The chickens are a rare breed that the Sultan's been trying to propagate and treat well. There is pride and joy in his hobby.
He likes chickens. Interesting. He sounds like he'd want to be a farmer like what I was. Okay.
I don't care about that. Just do the job, get it done, come back here, you'll get paid.
Will do.
He nods. Ma'am. And he will walk out the door and close it. And he turns the handle so it does not click closed. It closes silently, and he's gone.
Wow.
Winkle.
We lost you. What does Michael say?
We now know what's going on.
That was fast. I think we need to go to the library and tell the others.
Can we get some food first?
For those who did not see the webcam, Ayla just sighed deeply.
It's Kronk and Yzma.
It is Kronk and Yzma, absolutely. I love Kronk
Oh,
so
the
much.
lever!
Oh, the lever, Kronk.
I don't know if I want to be Yzma or not, but yeah.
I know, it's like it was that whole
amazing. Who wouldn't want to be Yzma?
I know, right? First, we'll have a spinach puffs, and then we'll kill the llama.
Well,
All right. Can we get something quick?
sure.
All right.
Let me
Did
just
she
grab.
just ask for a quickie?
Yep, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
Quick meal. Quick meal. Quick meal. I forget. I have
Winkle,
Tomato,
you're gonna have
tomato.
to feed her quick.
There's no such thing as quick.
Sure there is. It's made by
my
Nestle.
kind of guy. That's my kind of guy. Anyway,
Almost got Twilight.
what do I call downstairs and say, give me 3 plates of whatever you've got ready and bring it up quickly with something to drink. Water will be fine.
The room service lady will show up with empanadas.
That's fine.
Yummy deliciousness.
Yeah, really. Ooh, we may have to go get Mexican today.
As the empanadas arrive, these are flaky and more of a pastry filled with a combination of stewed meat with green olives and a sauce.
As the moose starts eating.
Note, Boinkle, that I got 2 plates for you.
Yep. As he downs the first plate.
Okay, don't be piggy because I don't need you throwing up or anything. So, eat.
Just store it in my cheeks.
Oh my God. You're not a chipmunk.
I mean, moose chuck.
Oh,
Not a
yeah.
moose chuck.
You are not a moose chuck. They store food in their cheeks. You don't do that.
No. Moose chucks are bad. Moose chucks are evil.
Oh.
Anyway.
All of a sudden, his manners improve at the fact that you called him a moose chuck.
His mother did teach him better too, didn't he?
Did Winkle's mom teach him better manners?
Oh, yeah. But you know.
Is she still around?
No.
No. What was her name?
Grace.
Moose Tilda.
Moose Tilda. All right.
Tilda.
Moose Tilda. I think we'll have to work on that one.
I like that one.
All right. Cool. So, as they have gotten their empanadas, we are going to pan out to them leaving and going out into the city towards the library. Before we get to them arriving at the library, the rest of the party does arrive. So, you guys have come to the Grand Library of Shatter Shaddai. As you come in, you show your library cards and are granted entry. What would you like to do?
I would
Would
go for it.
I would like to approach one of the librarians and ask for help seeking reference materials about the Baneful Ashwood Spire.
Okay, cool. So you talk.
Origin story, what it can do, that sort of thing.
Sure. So you come up to the information desk and ask for a direction to the reference section. Archivist here looks at you. The Baneful Ashwood Spire. Strange, but we do have information regarding that, yes. Come with me. You're the second person who's asked for this information in the past week.
Who's the first?
Indeed.
First was a gentleman who just left, actually. A large Goliath man. Or Leonin? Regardless. He's in disguise. He doesn't believe that I can tell the difference. But I can.
Leonin in disguise.
Yes, Leonin in disguise. Absolutely. So,
Did he offer a name to call himself?
I believe I heard the name Grenex slip out. He did offer a second name, but I believe it to be a pseudonym.
See.
What was his pseudonym then?
Eric forgot.
Works for me.
I will get it for you, but I forgot what his pseudonym is. I will ask. It's alter identity name. Okay, I'm asking. So, is this Simply interest or professional? And she's walking.
A little bit of both.
Professional.
Interesting.
Definitely professional.
I just love doing research in general, so for me it's personal because I just like to look up things and know more.
How did you find out about such a interesting artifact?
We've discovered that it is necessary to accomplish our mission of closing the portals from the Fey Realms.
Ah, so you seek information regarding it. Well, we don't have much, but right here. And she's going to pull open a book. And the name was Jarneel. I'll put Jarneel in chat for you here. Jarneel the Leonin.
Dude, I actually was pretty close on that spelling. I'm proud of me. Yes.
So you come up and you're looking for information about the baneful Ashwood Spire. She points at a section of ancient staff magic gathered from Fey realms. Hope this is helpful. Please enjoy. If you need
Thank
any
you very
more
much.
assistance, you can find me at the information desk.
Actually, I do have one question. Do you have any information on Shantara Grove?
Oh, our records on Shantara Grove are quite extensive.
What about family trees, lineage?
Of course. What we've been able to gather, prior to the fall, of course. Since then, information has been sparse, at best.
Of course, I mean the shadows and all, but I'm certain that you would have family trees before the fall, correct?
Yes, of course.
Can you direct me in that general area?
Of course. This way. Who's going to stay here with the baneful Ashwood Spire information, and who's going to go look for the Shantara and family tree stuff?
I'll stay with the Spire information.
Okay.
I'll go look for the Shantara Grove stuff.
Twilight's standing there looking at one, then the other, then back and forth, trying to figure out what the heck is going on and why we're splitting them.
Because we never split the party, and that's fun.
I'm going to state,
Of it, what are you doing?
I would like to know more about the family trees of Shantara Grove, but that can wait.
Time.
That can wait until after we've done our research with the baneful Ashwood Spire.
Of it, what are you trying to accomplish?
Not for a conversation here. Too many ears.
Twilight's skeptical.
As he should be.
Cool. So you're going to wait here, or do you go?
I go with Islarin,
You're going with the Slar.
and I tell her I will look for this. I will look for that information after the baneful Ashwood Spire research.
All right. Cool. So I'm trying to get my baneful Ashwood Spire information here. So, Lauren, you're able to start searching for this and start reading through. A lot of what you're able to find is about all sorts of different types of artifacts, but eventually you will come down to where you can find a legend about the baneful Ashwood Spire and the information involved there. This is an excerpt from, and this is included in this book. It's an excerpt from the Concordances of the Planar Stabile, Volume 4, scribed by Arch-Sage Etelvain of Morchant, circa year 1127 of the Star Root calendar, which you would recognize as a druidic calendar based in the Fey realms. Okay?
Wow.
Got it.
The baneful Ashwood Spire is an ancient and unique planar artifact believed to have been carved from the last surviving branch of the mythic World Ash, a primordial tree said to have existed at the fulcrum of all known and unknown planes. While the veracity of the World Ash remains debated amongst modern planar scholars, the stabilizing effects of the spire are documented in both arcane and divine records. The artifact measures approximately 8 feet in length, appears blackened as if fire scorched, and is composed of a wood that resists decay, rot, divination, and temporal displacement. Historical accounts claim the spire was created during the aftermath of the planar sundering, a catastrophic event wherein the bonds between the material plane and its neighboring realms were violently severed. In response, an alliance of primeval druids and planar architects crafted the spire to serve as a stabilizing anchor, capable of pinning reality in place and halting planar drift. The term baneful refers not to malevolent intent, but to the artifact's resistance to planar tampering. It is considered a bane to those who attempt to misuse, manipulate, or to artificially distort interplanar gateways. When planted into solid ground within a region suffering from uncontrolled portal activity or dimensional instability, the baneful Ashwood Spire creates a radius of suppression wherein natural laws reassert themselves. This effect extends outwards approximately 1,000 feet, though certain arcane weather and celestial events may expand or diminish this range. It does not seal portals, but renders them inert, unable to activate, collapse, or drift spatially unless immense force or divine will intervenes. The location of the spire has changed hands numerous times throughout history. It has been wielded as both a sacred relic and a strategic weapon. It was last seen at the siege of Caer Umbriel, during which its presence reportedly halted a blossoming rift into the realm of wild flame. Its current whereabouts are unknown, though several rumors suggest it was hidden in a demiplane whose entrance is locked by a riddle known only to one surviving thread painter of the faith of Imkael. Most modern planar scholars advise caution. Improper use of the spire can result in violent backlash, including planar shearing, chronal bleed, or the spontaneous unraveling of local metaphysics. As such, it is forbidden in many planar conclaves and holy orders without the express permission from an overseeing authority. It is, however, universally respected as one of the few relics known to bring calm to the storm of the multiverse.
Oh boy.
Does it say any? Yeah, absolutely. Does it say anything about like what types of arcane weather or celestial events can expand or diminish the
It
range
did
it works
not
at?
say what was in those. It was very vague about those. It does not reference what those are.
The
We'll just have to find
first
that out for ourselves.
the first portal that we closed from our side was where the fire, the realm of flame was bleeding into ours. Was it not? When we were in Australia.
I think so.
We did not close that portal. That's the first one that was, I believe, the first one we encountered. We did not know how to close them at that time.
Crystal knew, but we didn't know how big of a deal this was going to be. But still, could that be coming from Caer Umbriel?
Is that the name of a place I would be familiar with?
No. Primarily because it's not on this plane of existence.
What about
would Covet
Is that a place to
know
covet?
it?
There's a potential for Covet to know it.
What would I need to roll? History?
This would be a history check. You're shooting for a very high number, so it's probably going to be a nat 20 here. And I will allow you to use...
Nope.
Oh, God. All right, Covet. I think you were distracted by a
changing
party
dice.
that day.
I'm changing dice. That's what I'm.
Okay. Awesome.
So, okay. So that being said, she doesn't remember anything of that. However, she goes back and looks over her notes and looks at Islaren just to confirm. She's like, so if I understand this right, all we have to do is plant the staff to fix it?
Perhaps.
That seems too simple, though.
I imagine that merely getting to where the staff needs to be planted is going to be the challenge.
Agreed. It's not going to be easy. But
As well as assembling all its pieces.
agreed. We've got two. We know where the third potentially could be, but
I would mention the player here is just because I know I'm not there, but I would mention, remember, it took just planting a seed to get a portal to open. So planting a staff can't be too far-fetched.
Planting a seed for the portals to be opened. Planting a staff can't be too far-fetched.
One job
one
on this
job on this
ship.
ship.
I love that so much.
That's good. That is a very good point.
It would. I mean, that's amazing, but for 1,000 yards, we would need something extra to make it go farther, unless it's strategically placed. Because in the Grove, it's a whole island, and I'm certain that island is more than 1,000 yards in radius. So there has to be something that amplifies it. We need to do some research about Shantara. Twilight, do you know of anything that could potentially amplify magic in Shantara Grove?
I mean, there's its entire grove. It was full of wonders and capabilities and creations of trinkets and items, and
But I mean, nothing small. It would have to be something big.
everything from the grove itself to maybe the shrine to Shantara or some other type of activity.
A geographical location.
Whoa. The shrine to Shantara is actually there?
At least it was.
Maybe that wasn't a dream. Okay.
I mean, it's named after her. Why wouldn't there be a shrine to her? She is the one that gifted it to my father.
Is Shantara?
Say again?
Islaren is realizing now that like Shantara is a name, so she's asking who is Shantara?
Goes by many names, but I think one that you might be familiar with is Archfey. Is that right, GM?
Yes.
It's basically she was the one that was in charge of the land of that area, and how your family got it was through trials,
Contrast. Fair
fair combat.
fair contest.
There you go, Twilight. Have fun with that. You guys ask for lore, I deliver.
I'm sitting here and
I don't need Twilight to
Covet
roll a history check on this because this is stuff Twilight was raised on.
so Covet the player is sitting here going, I know this. What does Covet the character know? What is I'm like, what's in my book? What's
With
in my
a
book?
19, you would recognize the name. You'd recognize a little bit of the fact that Shintara was associated with the wealth and prosperity of the Shintara Grove. But as far as the details of what happened, you would not know that.
The only thing I would know is what Twilight would have told me,
Exactly.
and it was the contest, and that it came from Shantara herself. But that is the extent of it.
Yep. I know that Twilight's been looking for this kind of lore for months and months, and him finally getting to this point is probably a nice payoff.
Sitting here grinning like crazy.
Good.
Holy smoke.
It's fun to be like, this is all prepped for you, just letting you get it to it, work your way through it. All right. So while Twilight is doing his personal recalling as he is preparing to give information to the party, Winkle and Ayla, you guys arrive. Yeah, recalling.
Yes.
Well done. You guys arrive at the library.
Yes.
You are greeted at the front desk by the archivist.
Yes.
Can I help you?
Sure. Yes, we're looking for our friends who came in. They were doing research on the baleful Ashwood Spire.
The baneful.
Baneful. Yes, I knew
Yes.
that. I'm so sorry. Can
This
you
way.
tell us where they are located?
I'll show you. After all, the library is quite large. And she stands up and walks you through. So is this professional or personal? For pleasure?
Well, for me, this is just for pleasure. I'm deeply interested in historic artifacts, and I just came across the name of this one and just wanted to know more about it.
Interesting. And are you simply escorting her like a loyal man?
I am following her because I am protecting her all the time.
That's a good thing to do. Must be very nice to have such a swarthy individual.
Most of the time it is. I do appreciate it very much.
I have a question. Before we arrive, she leans in to Ayla. Is it true about the Musatar lips?
What, that they quiver when they're excited?
Oh no, that they're excellent kissers.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes, very much so.
Understood.
And they do quiver when they're excited.
She looks up at Bwinkle, and her eyes get wide. I'll have to find one for myself.
Bwinkle just kind of blinks his eyes at her.
And she escorts you guys to where you can find Twilight, Covet, and Islarin pouring over a large toe. Here you go.
Hi, guys. We have news to share.
Oh, what kind of news?
We've heard from the House of Flowers.
Shh! You're too noisy here. We need to
I'm
talk
just-
about that in. We need to talk about that in private.
Oh, really?
I'm just saying we've heard from them. I didn't tell you what they said, though. It is a real awakening.
Subtlety's your middle name.
Moose.
Moose?
Moose. So, maybe we need to find a place that nobody can hear?
Hotel room would probably be smart. We might want to head there after we look at this research. Wow, yay!
Okay.
Like, that's not a giveaway.
Now, just because I'm going to be very forthcoming on this, I am going to go ahead and post the article for the Baneful Ashwood Spire research that you guys have over in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Bless you, good sir. Bless you.
Thank
Bless you, my dear sir.
Yep. All right. Oh, Ashwood Spire. Oh. This is the only research you currently have on this, and so I'm not going to give you anything else, but I do have more. But this is all you guys have currently gathered. So there you go. For those who want to see this, it is available over at tovorpg.com. Shameless plug.
So while we're still here, is there anything detailing like I mean not in the book we found because the last place it had it was uh mentioned, but are there any is there anything we can find that has like rumors of where various shards might be?
Various swords? Yeah.
Shards.
Oh, shards. No. No. There would not be information on that. Primarily because you're the one searching for the shards. You guys have the most information on where they are. That's the hard part. You're going to have to find individuals. If the Library of Shadow Shaddai knew where these shards were, they would have already gathered them and coalesced the staff themselves. This is a more recent situation.
Is there any further information on reassembling this staff other than what we found here? I mean, in this one article.
As far as reestablishing it, no. And you guys should be able to refresh that. It should no longer be listed as a draft.
Okay.
Is it fixed now?
It works
Checking.
for me now.
It works for you now?
Yep, works now.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Be fixed.
Well, it sounds like we need to make a trip to a temple, Twilight.
Think so?
We need to find out where that thread painter is.
Would they know that here?
Potentially. Or they would know somebody who would. I just hope it's not up in Shu. What do you think?
We need a proper order of things. We can't go focusing on everything all at once.
You're right.
So let's take care of the knowns first, then worry about the unknowns, and then we can dwell on the known unknowns before we dig into the unknown unknowns.
I'm gonna smack you for those last two phrases because that you know exactly what that does, and it makes me confused.
But it works. There's what we know. There's what we don't know.
Stop making my head hurt.
Okay. Let me just say this concerning the other problem that we're working on, that it does require a job to be done, and we can't delay too very long on getting this done.
Understood.
My moose's head is at stake here.
I want to do more research, but priorities. Lauren, Twilight, what do you think? Should we go and see if we can discuss what's more of this job is going to be, or do we need to continue to research?
I think I found what I can for now. Do you want to research your other project?
It is something that I want to do. I have a hunch. But it's not dire right now. So let's deal with this other job, and I guess I can come back in between the team members.
Right.
So head back to the Ebon Pearl.
I think so.
Okay.
We take you guys back to the Ebon Pearl. As you guys walk through town, the day is uneventful and coming to a close. Then you guys make your way back up into your suite.
As we get close, I'm gonna cast See Invisibility just to make sure that we don't have any invisible scrying sensors in the vicinity, or particularly in the hotel room.
You will see several scrying sensors, but they're not for you, and they are not focused on you.
Got it.
Who are they focused on, though?
A couple of the shops.
Like security cameras?
Security cameras and spy agency stuff. This is... Every time you've done this, you've seen some of these scrying sensors around, but none of them are within 10 feet of you guys, so you should not be concerned. It's like...
Unless we give them cause for concern.
I'm sorry?
Unless we give them cause for concern.
Correct. That's valid. All right.
But yeah, sorry, just watching just to be aware of that and make sure that we're not discussing sensitive things that could be overheard by the wrong people
Right.
at the wrong time.
Right.
Understood.
Okay. When we came back to get food, there was a gentleman here waiting for us. He said he was the head of the local, what would you call it? No, the local group for the House of Flowers, and that the House of Flowers had recently undergone a major change in leadership. There was an effort to assassinate the Sultan, but that has been canceled. However, there were some rogue individuals who crept near the Sultan's palace, and some have been dispatched while others have not. What they want us to do is to go in there and clean up any mess, blood, whatever, found on plants or the marble or wherever, as well as taking care of any rogue people that we should find as well. If we are seized, number one, Winkle is the one in charge, but they told him to get people to help him. And he is a groundskeeper. We decided that he could carry that off pretty well. However, if any of us are taken in for questioning, we are to say that the cartel, that's the word I'm looking for, that the cartel wants the Sultan to live. They are not interested in assassinating him. They want him to live a very happy and long life. And if at all possible, while we're in there, we are to save the Sultan's chickens.
Also, we are not to go in the palace,
Right,
only around the palace.
correct.
If we go in the palace, it could cause problems and could set off alarms.
Are we going to go tell our Bettine sponsor first so that we can get additional
No,
protections?
no, it would break my contract.
But we're trying to build trust and goodwill here.
Correct. She asks for information. We will give her that information after I have done my contract.
A strong feeling that you need to give trust in order to get trust.
We have to build trust with the House of Flowers.
See, I don't agree with that.
The only way we'll get the information.
I really think we need to go back to our original employer and lay out what's going on.
You're thinking like
Especially
a
since I had the
politician
feeling
again.
that she may already know and is waiting for us to do the right thing.
The right thing is to clean up around the Sultan so nothing
I think
happens
that's
to
in the Bettine's interest as well.
This would be in the Bettine's interest.
So I think we gain allies by showing a little trust.
These are not people that think as a politician. These are the people that are below them that you don't break contracts with.
Didn't say break contract. I said gain allies.
I don't know, Twilight. I see your side, but I see Winkle's side at the same time. And I'm going to tell you, this guy was not interested in politics at all.
If
He
he's
wanted this
wanting to
job.
show that the House of Flowers is moving in a different direction, I think involving the Bettine in this cleanup is the best course of action.
I think it would set off the rogues. You have no idea what these people are like.
Considering what they
you
asked
are a
Awen to do,
politician.
I don't know. I just have a feeling that if we should
I believe we
step
should.
one way away from their contract exactly as was given to us, it could cost us big time.
I think we want to avoid tipping off the House of Flowers that we are not necessarily operating in their interests.
Exactly.
Ambassador Islarin, builder of goodwill, cultivator of trust. How do we address this situation?
I believe we go and protect the Sultan. Immediately. Or as immediately as possible.
And I do believe that that's what Jamila would care most about, that we were protecting the Sultan immediately.
Right. I think she would.
I mean,
I
don't
think
waste
she would
time
care
running.
entirely about results.
Yeah, don't waste time running to tell her about it and then go try to save the Sultan from the rogues. Go take care of the rogues now and then go tell Jamila.
So
If they were asking us to do something contrary to the team's interests, then yes, I would agree that we should go see Jamila first. But I think if this person from the House of Flowers is being truthful, I'm not taking that as a granted, but if that is the case, then we gain that trust by action.
I agree. I think that taking care of the situation first would benefit us the best before we go see Jamila. Because if we make this new leadership happy, we still require evidence to show Jamila. She wants evidence. She won't take anything but evidence. What's more hard copy than having the leader of the house of this sect of House of Flowers, this group, this cartel of House of Flowers, write a letter stating we don't want this, we don't want to kill the Sultan. We are dealing with a rogue sect, with a rogue group, and these people help us.
I was thinking we capture one of them and turn them over.
They could also lie.
Twilight. One other thing I do need to agree with you on. I've dealt with the House of Flowers. They will give misinformation.
They also look for patsies. Are you a patsy?
That's my question.
Are you an independent fall guy?
The deal is if we go to carry out their contract and find that there are no rogues or whatever, then we know they've given us misinformation.
We
They could
definitely
perhaps
need facts.
They could perhaps be sending us to eliminate defenses that they're merely telling us are rogue agents.
Which is why I say we involve the spy master. Call it insurance.
Could we go to her, give her this information we have gained, and say, let us check it?
Absolutely. But a little bit of goodwill goes up.
Okay, that I could agree with.
And he did not directly say we couldn't, but gave me exactly what to say if we were found out. He didn't say we couldn't say something. Oh no, I'm talking like Twilight.
I knew you'd come around, Winkle.
Do you think that we can relay this information to Jamila without blowing our cover?
Not with Winkle in tow. Or Ayla. But I'm certain the House of Flowers know what we look like, for sure, as a group.
And perhaps I could go meet her, or Twilight, or you, and we meet at a designated meeting point.
We could do
That
that.
may be possible.
But Winkle and Ayla specifically do not need to be anywhere near her mage tower.
I agree.
We could let y'all go ahead. Winkle and I can wait 10, 15 minutes and then meet you at the front gate of the Sultan's palace.
And how are we getting into that since we don't have an invitation?
No. We're not going in. We're going around.
Right. We
And
don't
how are we
know-
going to get to the inner court?
We're not.
Not. We are not. We are going around the palace.
How?
It's see, you
We
take 2
are
feet
going around the walls.
around
Okay.
the outer wall.
Presumably, if they are rogue agents that are not, well, if presumably they would be outside of the defenses.
Right.
They were said they did not make it inside.
Yes, they said that they failed in their attempt to get inside, and they are still known to be outside the palace walls.
GM,
If they were
quick
inside, this would be
question.
an extraction mission.
No,
Do
they
we
won't
have to
go
get
inside.
through a secure area to get to the point where all of this blight and flower and various other activity things that we have to get to?
You're going to have to pass a guard.
Is it a restricted area?
Technically, yes. But it's not the inner palace. You're just going to have to get past a guard and get to the gardens around the palace.
So I dress up like a gardener.
Okay, a gardener? You never said anything about a gardener
Yes,
before.
I did. I said he was a member of the grounds crew.
Yeah.
And what shows his membership to a grounds crew?
Well, for
Sloppy
one thing, a
dress.
nice straw hat would help.
I am sure that they vet anybody that goes in and around our close proximity to the palace as some type, form, or faction, especially in a city of magic with glamour and disguises and all the things.
So the moose goes in and he has no magic, right?
So the moose goes in, he has no magic, and he talks like Winkle.
Sounds like an opening to a bad joke or a very bad and chaotic emotional event.
Of course, that's why it'll work.
Oh, MKL's mercy.
All I have to do is give him is put a straw hat that's beat up, and I think we can find one of those quite easily, and then give him a little belt where he can put a trowel and hang a little shovel and maybe a hoe of some type, and I do mean the tool. Okay. And you just say,
a groundskeeper.
yeah, and so he goes in and says, "Hey, I'm the groundskeeper. I've got to do some trimming around the palace walls, and I've got some friends here who are going to help me out a little bit.
So
They are botanists." You know.
So he's going to trim the bush and ensure that the flowers bloom and take care of the grounds.
Yes. Yeah. You have such a nasty mind.
I'm sorry.
I like it.
I've been married for a very long time.
Okay, I'm gonna go make another willing kiss for this. Holy crap.
They good?
Actually, yeah, it's really good. I finally figured out the recipe to where it'll work well.
Nope. Need to get that sent to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, send it to me. I probably.
Yeah, is it the
have
way
every-
you told us?
It with some adjustments, but yes.
Okay. All right.
All right. We'll figure that out. All right. Cool. So as you guys are sitting here, reliant on Winkle's plan, as such as it is, because I have to put that caveat, this asterisk next to Winkle's plan. That's where we're going to end for today, and we'll come back next week to figure out what happens, because it really is at this point us against the gods.
Yeah.
You guys are going to trust Winkle?
Exactly. So, again, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. You know someone wants to play in one of my games, I've got that one shot on May 31st. Go check that out. The tickets for that are available at gameric.com. We also have the Mosaba dice and the unholy symbol of Mosaba t-shirts. Go check those out right on the front page. Otherwise, guys, we'll be back tomorrow morning with Beneath Fallen Skies as they are headed towards Miserin in order to try to find a trail towards Valzir. Take care, everybody. Be safe, and we'll catch you guys later.